Switching westward now, here's a view showing the other tropical storm, Isaac. To the west, there's Florence over here in the eastern Caribbean on the left-hand side. If we look closely at Isaac, we'll see that the low-level center is still located on the eastern edge of the thunderstorm activity, which continues to be pushed off onto the left-hand side by easterly wind shear. This will gradually change over the next couple of days, and Isaac is expected to strengthen on its way toward the west and is likely to become a hurricane at some point. However, there is some uncertainty as to exactly how strong Isaac will become, as it will encounter a new kind of wind shear once it gets over here east of the Caribbean. To illustrate that, here's the GFS 500 millibar forecast out to day 4. This would be valid on Wednesday morning. Here we would have Florence, Helene, and Isaac is right here. And we talked about how this ridge east of Florence is going to be one of the primary features guiding Isaac westward, assuming it actually gets caught underneath the ridge. There is still some set of models that try to turn this northward before reaching the Caribbean, but right now the expectation is that this will probably try to get pretty close to the islands, and we'll see the official forecast for that in a minute. But regarding the shear, what we notice here is that although Isaac will be steered westward by the low-level trade winds, you can see this flow coming on this side of the ridge is actually out of the northeast, and it's coming down into Isaac's area. And so what we have here is easterly trade winds at the surface, northeasterly winds in the mid-levels. This is a vertical shear, wind changing with height, and this is something that would potentially detrimentally impact Isaac as it approaches the islands. But it's delicate because it depends on exactly how strong the shear is, how resilient and how strong the storm is by this time, and exactly what happens with this ridge and Florence, because those two things are linked together, and it's still not sure how strong this ridge will be in 4 days. So all these things make it a little uncertain how strong Isaac will be. It also makes its track a little bit more uncertain too, because if Isaac is stronger, it might have a greater chance to try to slip just to the north here, and that's still a possibility. But we do have the official forecast currently bringing Isaac basically due west toward the Lesser Antilles by the middle part of next week. We're talking late Wednesday and Thursday approaching the islands. But again, uncertainty here, several days left to watch this, but do keep an eye on it as it is expected to get close to the islands at this current time and possibly be a hurricane as it does so.